So eBay actually changed our items quantities on a bunch of our listings all in one day because of an issue for an update. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to discuss eBay changing their item quantity for a ton of our listings. Everything that relisted or ended by them on a specific day, they increased the amount of inventory. Now I'm going to show you the email that they actually sent us. They admitted it. They actually sent us an email stating they would fix it. But again, today I found another listing that shouldn't be there, that shouldn't have quantity, that again did. We have to check when someone sends in a best offer just to make sure as well, because I don't trust that eBay is going to fix it like they said they did. Now, I personally didn't see any sense in calling eBay and wasting an hour, hour and a half on the phone just to find out that they can't do anything and they've already reported it and found the issue, and maybe they'll fix it and maybe they don't. In the past, for issues like this, when they've lost millions of photos, which happened in June a few years back, tens of millions of sellers lost photos over that. All they did was give us a few listings and you had 3 days to fix them and to use them, and that was it. I think 500 free listings in 3 days' time you had to do them. Most people couldn't do it. We got to use them, but most people probably wouldn't because of the quantity of listings they could get up. Now, even with this, sales are still rocketing in for us. We're still on the rise. Sales are still going up. We're at 5 digits a month right now. No big, huge issues. Our sales are almost to the point of being fourth quarter sales. Even with the mix-up on the item quantities, we're still doing well. It's just very frustrating when you're gaining ground and things are going on for eBay to do something as stupid and awful as change the quantity of your items. Why on earth would they even be changing the quantity of my items to begin with is beyond me. But let's hop over and let's show you the email where eBay admits to doing this. I'm sure there's others out there this happened to as well. So we're actually in my email here straight from eBay. You can see the header up here and everything else like that. Obviously, I blacked out my last name. Most people know who I am anyway, but as you can read here, it talks about international shipping options they're changing around. I know I'm getting forced into it. I know some of my listings are already into it. Some are not, but we're supposed to have been in it already at this point, so I knew it was coming. No one told me that they're going to mess up and change the quantity on my listings. Now, we've had 5 or 6 actually that were offers coming in for items we didn't even have. They actually changed items with 0 quantity is what they did on a bunch of them. Now, why would I have 0 quantity items? Because I do the 0 quantity option on eBay, which means that if I have more of the same item, I can add it without losing the watchers, followers, or anything else like that for a listing. It keeps all the information. It stays there. It's all solid and the whole works. So there was other listings too, some that were current, obviously, with quantity that were increased also. Now, there's no way to know which ones. I know it says on May 26th, but some of the ones that were positively increased in the amount of items weren't like redone or anything else like that. That's just the day that it happened, and it's not necessarily because of them relisting or doing anything else or changing it from what we understand. So I don't know how long this is going to go on, but they said they were going to fix it, and at this point I still have listings with issues. I had to actually cancel one and refund for an item that was sold that we don't have because it's already sold, which I know happens occasionally. The only thing I would say this time here, obviously they screwed us over. They screwed up my listings. They screwed up my store doing this. I don't know how to go back in and figure out what's what, but at least they admitted to it. Last time that, stuff like this happens, they just don't admit to it, and you're just left wondering what the heck is going on. Obviously, with all the stuff going on these days, this is like the least thing I would want to see happen with this. Now, obviously, if something happens and an order has to be canceled, they're saying they're going to correct the issues, they're going to fix it, they're not going to penalize me, they're going to take care of negative feedback and strikes for being out of stock and stuff like that. They're going to help and take care of as well. Now, first thing people ask me is, well, did you call eBay? Well, I don't call eBay these days at all anymore, to be honest with you. 99% of the time, it's a waste of my time on the phone, and it usually takes an hour and a half with a couple of phone calls to get anything understood on eBay's behalf. Usually you tell them something, it's in one ear and out the other one, it seems like. Yeah, good, whatever you got to say, they write some notes down, and then off you go, and the problem's never solved. I mean, that's my gist on it. So I don't call eBay unless it's like a monetary issue where I'm 100% out money or something like that, because otherwise I'm just out my time. And I never get to talk to somebody who's going to fix the issue. It's always a help desk person who doesn't, understand what's going on. They may have never even heard of this issue. They don't know anything about the emails and on and on. This is the typical response I get from eBay whenever something like this happens. As I said, I've had some issues where we've had to cancel, refund. I've had some that we've obviously I didn't accept an offer. We tried to, go back and check. There's no real physical way for me to look through 36,000 listings to try and figure out which one they doubled, which one they didn't. So again, it's probably going to be a year from now, or 2 years from now. I'm still going to have listings with the wrong quantity again, because I can't trust that eBay is going to fix them. I got the same basic response when eBay lost, was like 50, 60, 80 million photos of tens of millions of eBay sellers. They lost everyone but the main photo in June a few years back, and they wouldn't even admit it at that point. They didn't fix it. They had no way to retrieve the photos. I still occasionally, years from down the road, I still find now once in a while a listing with only one photo. I know you can track those down, but it just hasn't been worth the while or effort to sink in that much extra time or effort into it. Most of our time and effort goes to getting new things up and maybe updating a few older photos here and there as we go through this. Sales are still coming in. I'm still getting 5 digits in sales a month. I can't complain. My numbers are almost to the point of being fourth quarter numbers. So, other than these stupid, idiotic mistakes that, happen, things are going okay with sales and everything else on eBay. It's just so sad that these errors, issues, and glitches just never stop. It's a constant, ever-growing flow of issues and glitches and things like this. Again, do I trust eBay is going to honor this? No, I don't. I'm keeping a copy of the email for, future references. It's already been saved. I've got a video showing it live so they can't say I digitally altered it or anything else like that. So I don't know if other people got this as well. Maybe you don't have enough listings to be impacted. Maybe it only happened to, certain size stores. I'm not really sure, but it's really getting to be bothersome with the glitches again. It's been fairly glitch-free for a while, but this one here is probably one of the worst types of glitches you can get because you have no idea on which listings they did it to. A date means nothing whatsoever. They do an update, usually something happens. I would have to say that the majority of time that eBay does an update, a glitch devastates somebody no matter what. Some grouping of sellers and things like that. Now, I know I've heard many people complaining about the international shipping options are causing other folks to have, no sales and stuff like that. I'm already in the program with a bunch of our listings. I haven't had any issues that have affected me in any way like that. I know folks are having sales issues. I've had many people reach out to me, including people with twice as many listings as I have, or are selling half as much as I am. Now, I can't speak for that. I just know that I have more desirable, odd, niche items specifically because they always do me better selling niche items across the board. If I sell niches, I avoid all kinds of other problems. I don't have to worry about switching over from winter to summer stock. I just don't have to worry much. I have repeat business every day of the week. I have multi-item purchases every day of the week. So if eBay can get their act together, things are going in the right direction, at least for sales-wise. This is not going to help. And for those who are having issues with sales, who don't have sales coming in like us, getting this type of issue, this type of glitch could be devastating to your business. So hopefully eBay is paying attention. They're going to be updating many folks at the end of this month, from what I understand. So you got to be extremely cautious, extremely careful. Best way to keep track on this, at least overall, would be to take a screenshot of your item quantity totals, or your listing totals every single night while they're doing updates, just to make sure that you're not losing inventory or gaining inventory that you don't have, like we just did with this here. Well, there we have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends. Hey, Jackie. Who's a Jackster? Who's a Jackster? Oh, who's that little girl? Who's that little girl? Who is that little girl?
I know you love me. I know my little Jack boy likes me.
Who's that little girl? You gonna come up on Dad?
Jack. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Who's the little girl? Who's the little girl? Who's that little girl? Who's the little girl? What is that? What is that?
Just a little me.
What is that? Who's that little girl? Who's that? Who's that little girl?